Welcome back, everyone. My name is Eltimar, and we're going to be continuing our Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. This is it. It's going to be the last video of the series. We are going to, in theory, win. Ghosts. Papers with erratically scribbled calculations and formulas. The words "I promise" are written repeatedly in the margins. Shards of several dozen large diamonds. They appear to have been used in an unsuccessful attempt to cast spells. And as we know, diamonds are for, Ori's dead, so obviously that didn't work out for her. An empty stand that might have once held a large crystal. A simple diagram of a tower next to a sketch of a room with a large crystal in the center. A glowy lantern thing. Candles? Something. A resurrection scroll that has been ripped to pieces. I'm actually really surprised that the resurrection scroll didn't work, but whatever. A containment thing just bobbed its way through the lava. I'm not 100% sure what the point of that is, honestly. I mean, it looks cool. And it makes the lava seem like more of a present threat, but it's not. But
watch out for trouble.
Yeah. Spooky. Alright, we're going to a big circular... I think there's a big fight in here against not Arilu. Yet. But this is a rather large encounter if I recall correctly, so let's get some haste on.
Anything new?
Oh my god, I was like, do we not have any hastes? I was about to have a panic. We're good.
Air.
Here we go. Something about this strange place feels oppressive. The air is still and silent, yet you can hear the distant echoes of words, promises, and battle cries. You strain to hear what's being said, but you can only make out a few words. Finally, cease, sorcerer. I promise. I promise.
Can't be dismissed as a calculation error. You knew failure was a possibility. Then why?
Arilu's silhouette looks
Why?
just as surreal as the sounds that fill this place. She's not looking at you and seems lost in thought. Her voice is dull and tired, and there's no trace of hospitality she showed you at the entrance to the fortress. It's over, Arilu. There's nowhere left for you to run.
Yes, it's decided. I will tell you the truth before we fight to the death. Would you like to know why I
Arilu
upended
barely seems to
your
hear you.
life?
After a while, she turns towards you, as if noticing you for the first time. She looks at you for a moment, and her expression changes. The tiredness in her eyes gives way to a cold, hard resolve. Speak.
This place is my demi-plane. I created it when I was a prisoner in Threshold. I would slip away to conduct my rituals here in secret. This is where I decided to create what mortals would later call the Worldwound. This is where I made all my preparations. Do you understand? Escaping was never my goal. I could have easily disappeared from Threshold. I could have passed through it like
Arilu's
water
voice drips
through
to a
sand.
hurried whisper.
Some believe that I brought Sarkoris to ruin out of revenge, and I suppose there is some truth to that. I did have reason for revenge. You've been to the secret part of my laboratory and know what I'm talking about. Or at least you have an inkling. My laboratory. The old house in the middle of nowhere that marked the entrance to my lab. It was the home of Arilu Vorlesh when I was still a mere mortal. I lived there with my son, away from the din of the crowd, and sheltered from the keen gaze of the Sarkorian witch hunters. It was a place where the reality of our world was in close proximity to the abyss. A place where I could study the magic forbidden to all Sarkorians. I thought I had hidden my home well, but I was wrong. They found it. They found us. At that hour, I was there, in the laboratory. That damned laboratory I loved so much. I was absorbed in one of my experiments when the hunters arrived on our doorstep. I was sitting at my desk, recording my observations, thoughts, and calculations, as was my habit. That's when I heard the noise outside. The fight was brief. It barely lasted a moment. By the time I sensed that something was amiss and hurried out to see what was happening, it was too late. All I could do was cradle the body of my dead child and cry after their departing soul.
Nothing can justify the killing of a child.
I am not concerned with whether it was justified or not, or with the application of morality, the law, or the teachings of any god. Look around you. This demi-plane. The first time I escaped from my cell and ran here, I was trying to resurrect my son. I tried many things, but all my efforts were in vain. The soul had already received Pharasma's judgment and had been sent on the path determined by the gods.
Kyrieru is silent for a long
abyss.
moment and then speaks in a dull voice.
And when I realized that, I rebelled. But not against my jailers. Not against those who had murdered my child. Not even against Sarkoris. My uprising was against destiny. Death and the laws that the gods had forced upon our lives. I realized then that I wouldn't be satisfied with simply returning my son to life. I had to shatter this order once and for all, and make it so that neither Pharasma and her lackeys nor death itself could ever stand between us. Only by stepping beyond the bounds of what had been ordained for mortal kind, by obtaining powers that rivaled the divine, could we become free. And with this newfound purpose, I turned myself into a half-demon. Fusing the spiritual essence of the two planes was the only way I could achieve my goal. I let the abyss into my soul, and into this world. I opened the Worldwound. I danced around 3 demon lords, making them assist me without ever revealing my true intentions. They just believed they were dealing with another power-hungry mortal. But in reality, I was after one thing. I wanted to find what was left of my son's soul and give him a new birth. One that would prevent anything from ever harming him again. And then I found you. I chose you because I felt a faint affinity to you. I thought your soul could accept the remains of my son's soul, like the soil takes a seed. I thought I could bring back my child by tethering the mangled remnants of his soul to a pure mortal soul untouched by the abyss. I thought the power of the Nahindrian crystals would allow me to protect him forever. That I could tear him away from the dominion of mortal nature. But I was mistaken in both assumptions. Now I'm about to face the consequences of my mistake. You will witness them as
The
well.
strange reverberating echoes of the demiplane fall silent. All you hear now is Kyryru's sad, quiet voice. This is where we get our next mythic power. That's why you can hear the music.
I will.
That wasn't quite as much death as I had hoped I would give. Really not sure why oh, these are both Stormcallers. Oh, that's really unpleasant. Fine. Wasn't expecting that. Kinda wish that wasn't gonna be happening. So I think our best bet is just to go in and lay waste to one of them.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
That should keep this fight relatively okay, I guess.
Into To the fray! Hey!
Oh, excellent. That one's feared. That's even better. Okay, perfect. Just stand back, Neo. I don't need to die. That worked out really, really well. Oh my god, the Balor's feared too. That's pretty funny. I don't know why I'm shooting at the Gallo. There's absolutely no way Ursula's going to be hitting that one. I'm actually really happy with the way this is going so far. Okay, that one's also dead. I think full round attacks instead of Vital Strike is going to be better for him. Why did she fall? Oh, she's sickened again. What a shocker. We missed. Oh, he's nope.
You've made your choice.
Damn, our main character is just a murder machine. Anyway, let's all gather up. We'll do a quick heal.
You're calm.
We need to rest.
The world's not ending.
In retrospect, we actually really need to rest badly. Nope, don't go running into the lava. That is probably a bad thing. I wonder if we're allowed to even rest in here. Yes, we are. Good. Alright, let's go. Actually, let's buff before we head out.
I'm always open to ideas.
I don't imagine the final fight's going to be that hard for our legend guy. He hits very hard. It'll only be a problem if he dies, because we have no backup plan. Our whole strategy is our main character. No one else in the group can do anything that good. I guess, I mean, if we have enough Spirit goes out, that might be good enough. And swarms, of course, he can't deal with swarms, but everything else, our entire strategy is our main character. We have put every single egg in the one basket. With the exception of the swarm egg, which has a similar but smaller basket. Pumping out those spells, and what else we got here? One day I'll use... Actually, you know what? I don't think I ever used Hold Monster. I don't know why I bothered to keep it around as a spell. I definitely fell into a bit of my favorite spells rut and then never got out of it. Okay, those are all fine.
Never stop learning.
This on him. Where is he? Oh, he's way up there.
I'll need to review this spell later.
You also mount up.
Together we stand.
Alright, I think hasten, we're out of here. I don't even know how far we are from the final fight, I can't remember.
Oh, yes.
But we did the big fight. We didn't get our next mythic power yet. Or did we already get all our mythic powers? I can't remember what we've done so far. No, we definitely haven't gotten our last mythic powers yet. Oh, right, we forgot that full plate plus... Oh, we couldn't have picked it up. Right, it died and then we immediately got transported to the next area, so...
You should not have come here. I, Arilu Vorlesh, the one you called the Betrayer, have nothing to offer you but death. Karamzadeh, I will give you the chance to avenge your death. Rise.
Curse you, mortal scum! You have struck ice into my heart. I will devour your souls to loosen its freezing grip.
Can we retreat already?
Where's all my allies? Oh, they're all up here. You guys are all very far from the fight. Holy crap, Chimera is extremely fast. What? Hold up. The storyteller just killed one of the reborn Karamzadas. with what I can only assume was weird. Yeah, for sure. Well, this is going to be a pretty abrupt fight, I think. There's a lot of enemies coming in. I'm just gonna leave him there. You know what? We could probably just let all of these people deal with this whole fight. This is a massive army of, like, epic level creatures. Not, you know, not the mortals, because they're actually not that powerful, but, you know, demon princes, or devil princes. Well, all of the humans just died. Such is life, I guess. But we've, like, well, Zacharias needs... You know what? When I fought Zacharias in, where was that even?
Retreat is not
Wait,
an
do
option.
you haste? Oh, I could have cast haste. I definitely didn't level up all these animals, did I? 14... 16. Nope. Sure didn't. But when I fought Zacharias, when I was doing the swarm that walks thing, he was a murder machine. He was so tough to kill. In this form, you just breathe on him and he dies. Alright, land. You don't have haste. That's not a cleric spell. Although it really should be. Sounds like something a god would give. Pew! Did not hit. That being said, Woljif does have haste, so he's going to move here. Try and hit some people. Now, unfortunately, it does appear that our allies don't get the benefit from haste. But oh well. We have studied target on, which is important, because all of these characters are very much B or sometimes C squad, even though technically I don't think we have enough people to have a B squad. Some of them are just a little lower than B. Oh good, Rachel, you're almost dead already. I didn't... Wait. His Sirocco does how much damage? Oh, he has a maximized Sirocco doing 102 damage. 46 plus 44... Wait, don't go back. 46 plus 44 plus 34 divine damage. His Sirocco hits harder than, like, Tsunami and Cone of Cold. And it's an every round thing. Which mine did 100 damage a hit. That's crazy. That's so much. I'm gonna help Regil not die, though. There we go, Regil, you're fine. You just have some serious wisdom drain, but you'll be okay. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting her to miss. Although she's only using a Masterwork Dagger. However, Paralictor Aminos Ranth just did a ton of damage. Why Lan? Okay, we got Regil. He's at least alive. Kill that guy. Well, he did an okay job. I was actually kind of surprised that killed him, but fine. Yep, good. Excellent. That's a Balor Ravager, and I'm going to move back away from that, and we're going to do our only mass heal. And I missed Regil. Sure.
Cover me, all right?
I don't know what I was expecting, honestly, but kind of was expecting a hit at least. What's your oh? I mean, it's not the worst attack bonuses, I guess. He does have Piranha Strike on. That might have been his downfall. How close are we to even hitting him? 50 armor class, so even if we... Well, yeah, we'd have to roll a 25 to hit him. That's just not good enough. We'd still have to roll a 22 to hit him with the, that one. Well, we tried. Luckily, our allies are going to be dealing with this whole situation for us, because there is no way our group would survive otherwise. Which makes me a slight bit worried about the other group, who don't have dragons, devil lords, and all the other things. Like Shamira, who just ruined that guy's day. Aw. He just died. I like how the Devil Executioner guards are just the slowest possible march across the map. They're gonna get to an enemy maybe before the combat ends. Maybe. Now I know it's not fair to compare, like, the NPCs fighting jacked up mythic demons to fighting us, but I remember Celiax just crushing our group in seconds. And here he did 25 damage, which is not a lot. You know what we could do that might make this fight a little bit easier for us? Guarded Hearth. Although a lot of our people are just down and out and can't do anything. And by that I mean like the entire group. Wait, did he just dominate that? Oh no, so Galu Warmonger is immune, so did not. Come on, Celiax, do some awesome damage. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Finally, some real damage. 230 damage or so. Wait, hold up. Zacharias is definitely undead. Oh yeah, she did. She totally cast heal on Zacharias and did 75 damage to him. That is funny. She's like, "Here, I'll help you out. I'll heal you." And he's like, "Wait, no, don't do that." I think Targona's a little evil. She's like, "This guy's helping us in our fight against demons, but you know what? He's an undead. I'm just gonna pretend to heal him, you know, because I'm friendly." And oh, I just forgot you were a skeleton. Targona. She's more evil than we ever thought possible. You know what? Move up here. Cast. Nope, don't cast anything because I walked too far forward. I don't even need to be part of this fight. In all fairness, this fight could have just been us watching some epic creatures just curb stomp demons all day, every day. Really could have boiled down to, yeah, just watching some epic creatures, beating down demons for fun. That's really all we had to do, but I guess this time we had to, you know, help out, quote unquote. We did not help much. This shaky screen is making it very hard to maneuver down these stairs. Oh, I forgot about you.
The mortal who ventured recklessly into the abyss has now reached threshold. In Iz, you struck down my creator and master Discari, but if that makes you dismissive of his echo, if you think I do not pose a threat, then you are greatly mistaken.
Discari tilts his head to the side thoughtfully. Despite his calm demeanor, his voice quivers with anticipation. Where is Discari? Is he too afraid to fight me personally?
Master is in the abyss, in his realm. No, he does not wish to meet with you yet. A demon lord cannot afford 2 deaths in succession. It will kill
Echo lets
him
out some sort of
permanently.
strange scream that sounds like the screech of a bird. You didn't want to fight me in the abyss, so why are you here now?
I was hunting the hand of the inheritor in the abyss, not you. And what a good hunt it was. But now things are different. Now you are the prey I covet more than
Out of my
anything
way.
else. No, I'm not afraid of your threats, and there's nothing you could offer me that would make me withdraw. He lost to you. He lost. The great Discari himself lost to a mortal. So what happens if I succeed where the great lord failed? If an echo destroys the one its originator could not defeat, who would that make me? What would it prove? I'll risk my life to know. You are not just my enemy, you are my chance. A
The
chance
quiver in the
I
Echo's voice is
won't
more
miss.
noticeable now. He is afraid, he is terrified by what he is saying, yet his eagerness compels him to continue. Of course he's a barbarian, why wouldn't he be? Everyone is. It's like the most common class in the universe according to this game. Also, we kind of... Why did I take a muted? Whatever. Back up. Remounted we are not, so let's get that started. We're also going to need haste, so that's fine. This is a surprise round for some weird reason. Weird. Alright, that's fine. We have buffs on, we don't. What the hell happened to our buff? Oh, well, can't cast it anyways, so it doesn't matter. Are you mounted? No, of course you aren't. On your horse. I guess we can cast a spell. Do that one.
Am I doing it wrong? Am I doing it wrong?
I don't know if you're doing it wrong or not. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. You can't summon anything this turn. I'm going to move her just back in general, up to here. She should be able to shoot down. Alright. We don't need her to do quarry. We have our other character to do quarry. 17 to hit. What's his armor? Actually, let's take a look at his stats. So he's got a bunch of strength, dex, con, all the things. 56 armor is actually pretty low. That is a high attack bonus range, though. And yeah, that doesn't look too bad, honestly. Any spells on you? No, surprisingly not. Just rage. Okay. Well, let's why can't I move?
Fear! I'll just have to resort to brute force.
confused.
So it comes to
Can't
this.
attack this turn, which is truly bizarre, but we'll do Inevitable Fate, I guess, then.
You've made
I
your
don't know
choice.
why that happened, but whatever. Move up to here. Skellies, skellies. Just want to give him some things to, you know, target that aren't our main character. Did we get 2 critical hits in a row with skeletons that don't do any damage? I hate you games sometimes. You're mocking me with your thing. That is irksome. We have lots of these left. Okay, do that. Alright, what you doing? That's really too bad. Wrong spell. Concealment. Magic Missile does 98 damage. Completely balanced. It's a level 0 spell.
I
It's
will
half dead.
resist.
This is the end for it. Brilliant Energy Scythe might be better than our current scythe, actually. We're using Deadly Toll, which does give us better crit confirmation, but, I mean, this is Brilliant Energy. This goes through armor. It ignores non-living matter. Armor and shield bonuses don't apply. It can't harm undead constructs or objects, though. But I don't think we have any constructs, objects, or anything like that left, so I'm going to throw it on. Look at that glowy boy. Oh, yeah. There's a small part of me that wants to try to do that, like, last Aslanti run on core difficulty, using, like, the most min-max script I can possibly get. Maybe I'll finish the Lich and do that one. I don't know. We'll see. We need to take a break from this game, though. There's a million different run types you can do with this game, but they all take, like,
Watch out for trouble.
you know, like 80 hours to complete or something like that. Although, to be fair, with the last Aslanti run will be... It's a little bit different, because you can't rest very much. I think only 75 rests in total, so you have to make it very specific. And you tend to skip optional fights like the water elemental in the beginning of the game and stuff like that. I guess we could kill it. On core, it shouldn't be too difficult. On hard, it's kind of sucked. Here we are. Do we still have haste? I think we still have haste.
Now that your souls are separated, he is growing weaker and weaker. Why won't you just let me kill you? Extract your soul and finish what I
The
started.
rift's violet flames form a menacing halo around Kyrieru. Her crimson eyes are filled with rage. The shadow appears behind her and listens to your conversation, its head tilted slightly to the side. I can tell you've been preparing this place for battle, but there's more to it, am I right? I sense barrier spells waiting to be activated. There's something else, something deadly.
You're so adept at magic. Of course, I've been preparing for our meeting. And hopefully
There's a
I've
hint of pride
prepared
in
well.
Arilu's voice, but she immediately catches herself. I certainly do not intend to let you come kill me.
I don't require your permission.
Alrighty, here we go. Technically, this is the last battle. Sort of. I'm going to delay, I think. No, this is a surprise round. She is here, but not here. Now, unfortunately, there is a small problem. I don't actually think that he can hit the shadow. Oh, technically he's a chaotic evil outsider, so... As long as it's not a construct, I think we're okay. I also should have used Study Target or Swift Quarry. But that's fine, whatever. Move up to here. Do that. Do that. Alright, we're good. Move as far as you can up here, dude. Actually, I think we're gonna have to come back here anyways. I'm pretty sure she teleports across. But we'll just kind of maneuver. We do still have haste, so that's good. I'm gonna move over here. We spread out a little bit. Okay, we're good. She didn't actually move. I'm gonna use... Is she an outsider? What does Arilu count as? Outsider Mythic Witch, so this would work on her, Fiendish Quarry. But its casting time is standard action, whereas Quarry is just a free action, so we're gonna do that. And we're just gonna miss every single thing. Damn, she's got a lot of armor. We have plus 78 to hit. Okay. Fire. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting any miracles there either. Holy Sword him. Get into range here.
The light. Take you.
That wasn't the worst thing in the world. What was that? Disintegrate, and what was the other spell? I don't actually know. Oh, well, moving up here. Let's just go like this. Oh, I was kind of hoping the shadow was technically undead, but it wasn't. Or like a negative energy entity. So we could do stuff with that, but oh well. Let's move up to here, and let's get a Sirocco going. Just a little hurt. Why is she not casting anything? That's the worrying part here. Okay. So we're here. She's got lots and lots of armor, obviously. Where's my inevitable fate? Oh, there it is. I already used it. Right. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Just try to hit her a bit. Why is she so hard to hit? Our lowest iteration, there's no chance of hitting. Okay, I see. So we would need like a 36 to hit her. No, that's not right. A 26 to hit her on that. 30. That can't be right. Nope, I think I was right before. 36, yeah. 36. And then 20. 32. Yeah. Okay. So our best chances, we might as well just do Vital Strikes then, because now our iterative attacks really can't hit her all that often. Okay, I'll remember that for next turn. What's the Shadow's armor class? 52, still pretty high. It's more into the range of a Rochelet, I think. Still not by much, though. Never mind, we did a pretty good job there.
Guide my hand. The inheritor.
Killing the shadow.
Guide my blade.
Cast Weird, and Ember got hit with some energy drain thing. Should use Death Ward. Oh well. Live and learn, I guess, right? Let's just start dispelling stuff. Or trying to, anyways.
It's your force.
We dispelled nothing from her. Good. Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping to do. Okay, we're gonna switch to our Vital Strike attack. It's the only real chance we have of hitting, anyways. Apparently, Rochelet was a little hurt and couldn't do a very good job. How did we just get hit by it? Alright, getting her back up. Can we get into range to do anything? Maybe? Yes. Good job, Nenio. If we could roll higher than a 10, we'd really be doing a better job with this fight. The Shadow is just destroying our group. It's all because our main character can't hit anything to save his own life. She hits pretty hard. We hit her for 234, which actually really isn't all that much damage.
The inheritor, guide my blade. I fear I've been wounded.
Alright, well, Nenio's now dead. Holy crap, we can't roll. Shoot that guy. I said to shoot the Shadow.
Resist.
Oh well.
Into the fray.
Alright, I think we're gonna reload this fight. We had some really bad rolls there. We lost a good chunk of our... Maybe take out the Shadow first.
I need to
I don't really need anything else in terms of spells and abilities.
Now that you're...
Okay, moving out to here, just so we can get a good full round attack going. Darren, I'm going to get you to move further up this time. Our skeletons aren't in this fight. I don't even know where they are. Don't care as well. Can't quite make it into melee. Anyways, let's get the normal things on him. Or on her, I should say. Move up. Switching to that. Before we attack, we need to just get into range. And then do that one. That was an okay hit.
I'll just have to resort to brute.
I know there's probably not a good chance that we're going to do any sort of critical hits on her. So, that's not a big deal.
I will resist.
Maybe we should kill Shadow. That actually might be... Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. We don't need to heal yet, which is good. So I'm actually going to help with a Dispel here. We can try double Dispel, but the first round didn't go well, and nor did the second. What is the DC on this? 34, so we need to roll a 15 or above. It's not the worst in the world. I guess there's only a 25 chance. Awesome, good job. We already lost most of our group.
So it comes to this.
This will leave a bruise. The light.
Is Sela out of combat legend? Oh, she's probably got that debuff.
Guide my blade.
Okay, Shadow's gone.
Choice. No fear.
Darren's getting up. We can do some healing. We're down all of our spellcasters, literally every single one. So let's get this started on our last remaining enemy. Incidentally, the most powerful enemy. Do we have any other abilities that are useful here? Not really. Just go stand and get outflank going.
The light take you!
Why is our thing 18 to hit now? Did she give herself more armor somehow? She's got 92 armor? What happened? How did she get 10 more armor? Oh, was it the rage from killing the thing? She has so many things going on. Okay.
So it comes to this.
We can try and raise some dead too. Oh, we might break the game. Oh, we can just turn it on real time and break the game. We learned about that. Okay. Now we can always get lucky with a hit, I guess.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
It'd be really nice if we could stop rolling twos. Everyone's coming back to life.
Into the fray!
I don't know why our armor class is so high, and I don't know if we can beat it if we can't dispel it. We got some dispel on. We got echolocation, barkskin, foresight, mind blank. That's a good amount of her buffs. Normally I would do another dispel, but I need to heal everyone up. It's only a matter of time before she does something truly brutal and just starts laying waste to our whole team.
No glory without risk!
What happened to Arushale? What's she doing these days? Why is she a lich? I have so many questions as to what's going on here, but okay. Fine. She has no dispels to help with, so let's get some damage going.
I'll just have to
Keep
resort
dispelling,
to brute force.
Ember. I'm relying on you. Not that time, though. Yes, we got a hit. We are the best. We didn't dispel anything again. I like how our skeletons are still technically part of the fight
The light
somewhere.
take you!
They just also really aren't part of the fight. Spell resistance. Yes, we got a hit, finally.
So it comes to this.
More dispelled. True Seeing, Sea Mantle, Unholy Aura, and Death Ward are all gone now. I don't know why she's not doing anything though.
Guide my hand.
I think the ghost did buff her up when we killed it.
The Inheritor,
But our
guide
goal
my
is to win.
blade!
And when we shall, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if she's just waiting for something really nasty to kill us with. Wait, what's our armor class now? We needed a 2 to hit there. 82. What is going on in this game? Anyways, whatever. Why are we fatigued? No, we have indestructible bones. I'm not even sure how we got indestructible bones, to be completely honest with you. Just keep dispelling her. Or not.
Make your peace.
Yes, what was resistance? Never mind, that was worthless. Although it did give us some extra damage, I suppose, with Siriko. With resist. Oh, that there wasn't even resist fire there. So maybe it didn't do anything for us. She healed up. Oh, right, she heals up a ton during this fight. You have to deplete her bar like a million times. I forgot about that. What spells does she even have left? Is it even worth casting all these spells at her? Yeah, she's got a million spells still on her. Okay, we'll keep going.
No glory without risk!
Although this is kind of anticlimactic where they're just standing there. taken hits. Or not taking hits as
have to
it may
resort
turn
to
out.
brute force.
If we could get rid of shield and haste, we would be way better off for hitting her.
Prepare yourself.
Those are really the only two left we want to get rid of, for sure. And displacement for concealment, I guess. Although I'm willing to admit or bet that she has that bullshit, like, permanent concealment that bosses get. For some reason. But we'll just keep casting Sirocco, as is tradition.
So it comes to this.
Plot Sirocco, let's call it. Or not plot Sirocco, plot concealment. That's what bosses get. There we go. Alright, displacement, haste, resist fire. Nice. That means the Sirocco could actually hit for some real actual damage.
The light take you!
Yep, she definitely has that bullshit concealment. We just got concealment mist for, and she doesn't have anything that does concealment left, I don't think. Oh, a couple good hits there. I'm still gonna try and dispel the rest of her stuff off, because why not? Ice body and all that junk.
No glory without risk!
It'd be really nice if we could actually hit her at some point. Maybe now is the time to... No, because she's still got an extremely high armor class, I think. 77, yeah. It's not worth doing... Well, maybe. No, not really. Are we running out of haste? I think we're out of haste. Haste could make it worthwhile. I guess. Pretty good luck to get through that, though.
Into the fray! Hey!
Let's get haste up and running. We can try and do multiple attacks instead and see what happens. Couple hits. Okay, I'll take it.
Prepare yourself.
14 damage isn't a whole lot of damage, I'm not gonna lie. Would someone please dispel the last three things on her?
The inheritor, guide my blade!
So it comes to this.
Not bad. Okay, I'll take it. She just has so much life. And it constantly heals, which is irritating.
The light take you!
Oh, we just got this on, right? Just do this. Oh, did that thing wear off?
You've made
Two
your
hits.
choice.
Screw it, let's just get going on this. Oh, never mind. There's no way she's hitting. Okay. Come on, Arielu, just lose your last spells. What's the DC on these? 34. We're doing it at plus 17, so we need a 17 to do it.
Into the fray!
Oh, I should have put that thing back. Oh, it's fine. We'll do it next turn. Can't even tell if we're actually really doing any damage to her. We could do Stormbolt, I guess. Or we can just keep trying to dispel the last two spells. 3 spells. Nope. She's like half dead.
I will resist.
Oh no, she's back to full life again. No, she's not. What? I'm so confused by what is happening here. It's fine. It's completely normal for bosses to have 2 separate hit point totals. How long does this last for? Yeah, I thought it lasted forever. But apparently she doesn't have it on her. Did she just like decide that she didn't want it on her and that was gone? Oh no, less for 1 minute. It says duration until the target of the smite is dead, but that definitely just says 1 minute on it.
The Inheritor, guide
Those are
my
not the
blade.
same thing, game. Oh yeah, she's definitely back to full life again. Cool.
I'll just have to resort.
I'll just start to beat her down some more, I suppose. Eventually she'll run out of life, maybe. I honestly don't know, like, the mechanics of this fight, because she just kind of stands there and doesn't do anything while we just beat on her until she does. She's like the best tank ever, but at the same time, it's kind of a boring fight. Yes, finally, all of them are gone. She has no buffs left. Why is that? Don't do that.
The light, take you.
Cool, we're getting there.
So it comes
Alright,
to this.
67 damage. Good. We're just gonna start using this. 20? Come on. Hey, we're gonna need another haste soon. Haste will be done. Will be completely gone by the time. Actually, I think we. Heroic Invocation wore off in that time sometime. But now we have it. That might be why we're also not having a great time hitting her.
No glory without risk.
You know what I could start doing? Casting Restoration on all my people.
You've made your choice.
I hate her permanent concealment though. Yes, good. She's getting hurt.
Make your peace.
Who's up first? Let's do, originally, do you need some level drains back? Yep, sure do. There you go. Let's just start unlevel draining people. Why not?
Into the fray.
There goes another bar up. Okay. We're getting through her armor slowly. Her millions of hit points.
I will resist.
I'm gonna quickly take a look at her buffs because I want to make sure all of our things are still on there. So she's got Freebooter's Bane, good. She doesn't have Quarry. Oh, Quarry's right there, so that's good. Quarry. Do you think Quarry stacks with Quarry? Do we have 2 Quarries on her? We should try because mostly I don't want to be here for like another 3 hours.
The light, take you.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
Good, good. Let's do... Wait, did I... No, yes. Let's try a second Quarry. If 2 Quarries work, that'd be even better. No idea if Quarry stacks with Quarry.
Prepare yourself.
Usually those things don't, but why not gamble it? Who cares? We're not apparently at risk of dying, we're just at risk of falling asleep. Waiting for this fight to end.
No glory without risk.
Sure.
So it
Oh,
comes
she's
to
down
this.
below half again. It's almost time for another one of her bullshit regenerates. Who else needs some level? Oh, you do. You can level, drain, heal yourself. There we go. Everyone's all back to full level.
Into the fray!
Keep going on these magic missiles, I guess. We'll reapply that debuff soon.
You've made your choice.
She hasn't regenerated yet. Is this it? Are we finally closing in on the end? It's hard to tell, because sometimes she regenerates for more than the damage we're doing. And sometimes she doesn't, so... Tough call. No idea which one it is. Darren, don't do anything, you're fine. Okay, I'll put this back on her. Just want to make sure that it's up for the next barrage of... There we go. 27 rounds.
I never thought that I would be responsible for the creation of my most powerful
Arilu looks at you as though
enemy.
she's about to collapse, but she does her best to remain upright. I can see you, Suture. Show yourself.
I've been waiting for you to get distracted, so I can
The Suture
stab
appears
you in
from
the
hiding
back.
and looks at you balefully. Die, witch.
My lady,
The Suture
I
looks at
will
you with an
fight for
expression
you.
of grim resolve.
I'm not going to flee for my life. You need me to seal the wound, don't you? You think you've won? No. We
Arilu
have
raises her
both
head.
lost.
They will break against
The hell
our
is that thing?
resolve.
Oh, it's more Arilu's. Okay, well, she just immediately... Oh man, we had to do like an 8-year fight for this, and then now we have to kill all of our little copies. Alright, well, let's get started. Let's just pick one. And miss every single attack. Oh my god, what's her armor class?
Assist me at once.
Are we gonna die here? It does really appear so. We're not gonna be able to hit these things. Are that all of them that strong?
So it comes to this.
I thought you didn't want to lose me.
Well, I mean, even if we die, the world won't get closed.
You've made your choice. No fear.
There's nothing we can do
I'll just
here.
have to resort to brute force. So it comes to this.
Her armor class is too high.
Made your choice. I shall survive this ordeal.
We still haven't even hit this one yet.
No fear.
Oh wait, something just happened. Did we accidentally win or lose? The arcane flames disappeared in an instant, as if they were erased rather than extinguished. The body of Arilu, architect of the Worldwound, betrayer of humanity, slumps to the floor, leaving you with her greatest work, the Worldwound. The defeated shadow rises and stands at the very edge of the Worldwound. Its gaze is focused on the violet flames of the rift. The shadow says nothing, but you can sense the direction of his thoughts. To take one last step into the yawning chasm together, for what has been whole for so long must come apart at last. And only the wound's fire can finally free you from each other. I step into the world wound with the shadow. Come with me, shadow. We must part at last and put an end to the world wound. I don't know how we survived that, but sure. In this strange space you found yourself in, the shadow takes the form of a human teenage boy. He gives you a curious look. I'm tired. Will you let me go? go. I hope you're headed for the River of Souls and Pharasma's judgment. Thank you. I'd promised to remember you, but death is oblivion, so I'll forget everything soon. I'd become plainer essence, or maybe I'll be reborn as some otherworldly creature, but I won't remember. Either way, my time is up. I'm going. I'm fading, and now you're free. I think the goal is just to survive that fight for like a couple of rounds. There's no voice? Okay. Life and death, destiny and great deeds, answers.
I must replenish my powers.
Sorry, that was pretty funny. Life and death, destiny and great deeds, answers to mysteries, the search for one's true path. The mind can comprehend all of these. And then such concepts can be written down as a sequence of formulas, a series of lines, a chain of thought. Still, a moment always comes when it's time to wrap up, to reach a conclusion, to put a period at the end of the last sentence. The impossible rift, the bleeding wound that had tormented all of Golarion for 100 years, was finally healed. In a strange space between or beyond the horizon of the world, the commander parted with his shadow at last. Who else would have so rashly renounced his power for the sake of the faint idea of being himself? But the commander made his choice and stuck to this path with a doggedness that even I cannot help but respect, no matter how much grief and anger that decision has brought me. The Fifth Crusade may not have lasted long, but in that short time, Dresden became the commander's city, his bulwark, his citadel. Unsurprisingly, he remained the ruler of the city and the surrounding lands after the spectacular victory at Threshold. The unusual alliance of various forces that helped the commander in the Battle of Threshold ceased to exist soon after the victory. The commander's allies left the lands of the former Worldwound, spreading word of the extraordinary mortal to every corner of creation. The commander's accomplishment left a tremendous mark on history. For the next century, in just about every part of Golarion, philosophical teachings emerged that focused on the importance of being oneself, relying on one's own strength, rejecting others' gifts, as if they were offered not as a way of helping an equal, but as a boon to an inferior. The most influential of these schools of thoughts was named after the commander, and its core concept was the following. Every one of us has a shadow in our soul, and this shadow can make us stronger, but at the same time it can impede our self-understanding. To fight the shadow, even at the cost of relinquishing its boons and power, is the path to true strength of spirit. As a leader of the Crusaders, the commander won their loyalty and obedience. Even in the Crusade's darkest hours, the commander found a way to restore the army's supply lines. His military acumen was beyond question. Under his leadership, the divided, poorly trained Crusader forces were reforged into an invincible army. Due to the success of the commander's diplomatic strategy, by the end of the war, Mendev's true political center was Dresden, not Nerosian. After getting the support of foreign rulers and finding allies in the capital, Dresden became the shining example of the new Mendev, one that was nurtured by the commander's ideas. The significance and accomplishments of the Crusade were so great that even a century after the war, Dresden retained its prominence on the map of Avestan. The commander's diplomatic, military, and administrative talent turned the fortress into a key political player. Queen Gelfrey returned to Nerosian with the intent to rule Mendev as before, but as it turned out, Mendevian society was hungry for change. The war-ravaged nation desired new leadership, but the queen would not countenance yielding her authority to anyone else. She believed her duty to her homeland had not yet been fulfilled. Quite a few Mendevians wanted to see Darren Erende inherit the throne. Upon his return to Canabris, Halrune ranted and raged against those who had been governing the city in his absence. But contrary to all expectations, Halrune's inquisitors were far less vicious than in days past. It seemed the time he spent fighting in the Fifth Crusade had tempered him somewhat. The chain of wardstones stood at the border of the former Worldwound as before. The angels inside them slowly drifted off into slumber to wake again should evil ever rear its head in these lands. The victory over the Worldwound changed many things, not just on Golarion, but in the Midnight Isles as well. Nocticula spent many days pondering the words of a certain young and fearless prophet. Before long, the Lady in Shadow openly renounced her realm and named herself the Redeemer Queen. This revolt against her own demonic nature transformed Nocticula, severed her ties to the Abyss, and brought her to Elysium. There, upon creating a realm named Midnight's Palette, the Redeemer Queen attained divine power and became the patroness of exiles. The now vacant throne was instantly seized by Chimera, the Ardent Dream. However, her power could not compare to the might of the Lady in Shadow. The Midnight Isles, which had become a tempting prize for many demons, were plunged into chaos. The commander celebrated his victory over Arashkagal. Little did he know that some demon lords go so far as forfeiting their own life to achieve their ends. The mask of the inscrutable Arashkagal remained in the possession of the commander of the Fifth Crusade until the very end. He refused to, or could not find the strength to discard the sinister item, and shortly after the Battle of Threshold he began disappearing for days at a time, then suddenly returning, unable to recall what had happened to him. The Demon Lord Baphomet suffered a defeat, the Worldwound was closed, and the convenient passage to Golarion was sealed along with it. Baphomet shifted his attention to the realms of the other Demon Lords. A cell of the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth was soon discovered in Illusionera. The Demon Lord Discari suffered a defeat. He bided his time, continuing to plot his invasion of Golarion, and after that of Heaven itself. The cultists that remained on Golarion went mad, one after another, tortured by the nightmarish dreams their lord sent them. The commander's escapades in Illusionera left a lasting impression on its denizens. Under Zermangaleth's management, the Battle Bliss lost its status as the best arena in Illusionera, but gained renown as the best circus. Visitors now came not to watch bloodshed, but to laugh. The best performances in the arena were now mephit races, larva speed-eating contests, and fights to the death between the upper and lower halves of the same demon. The unrelenting killer and vigilante known as Red Mask continued her purge of Illusionera and assembled a full squad of Aasimar assassins. Demons enjoyed listening to stories of their bloody exploits, that is, until the assassins came to collect their heads. Gasmira was true to her word. The Winter Sun clan remained in the lands of their ancestors. Their scarred spirits and wounded bodies weighed heavily upon them. Not a night passed without someone waking up with a scream on their lips, and yet, under their chieftain's guidance, the people endured. Soon the skies over Winter Sun were pierced by the long-awaited cry of the first child born in the new Sarkoris. The Tierbades were adamant about retiring from military service, leaving it all behind and escaping together, but urgent Eagle Watch business forced them to stay for a week, then for a month, and then for many years, even as Anevia cursed their lot. However, her eyes would shine with pride, for she was always the first to admit that Erebeth was not the kind of person who could just up and retire. The commander's decision to destroy the Numerian device that he had captured in the Blackwater clan encampment had dire consequences. Free of the mechanisms that inhibited and controlled it, the mysterious core of the device soon awakened and vanished in a flash of magical energy. Within weeks, the Numerian hunters began to tell tales of a strange construct that they had encountered in the mountains. It was a skeleton of a machine of some sort, alien and incomprehensible, that had been built by people with hollow eyes. For a time, the whereabouts of Nurab Dendoar were completely unknown, but then the River Kingdom saw the publication of her shocking book, To the Abyss and Back, The Crusade Through the Eyes of a Former Cultist. The book was banned in several countries, and a bounty was placed on Nura's head, but the elusive writer always escaped the clutches of the Inquisitors. The storyteller, old as the tales he collected, continued his travels across Golarion, and occasionally beyond. He knew that out there somewhere, there was one story he would never find, his own. Once again, Sela heard the call of the open road. Even after gaining mythic powers and coming face to face with the goddess and demon lords, she never stopped being a paladin and a wandering knight whose purpose was to help others. Staying true to friends was in Sela's blood, and it said that even while journeying to the farthest reaches of Golarion, she tried her best to keep in touch with the commander. Their rare meetings were always filled with joy. The war was over, but Lan still did not feel his duty was truly done. He had intended to die in the war, but for reasons unknown to him, his life just went on and on. He helped the mongrels find their place on the surface world, and kept putting off his dream of going on a sea voyage. His dream was never realized. Ember joined the Redeemed Brotherhood. She never recognized herself as their leader or gave any orders, but her very presence inspired the former miscreants to perform great deeds. Over time, the Brotherhood grew into a major religious movement. Its preachers took a vow of poverty and walked the roads of Golarion, helping the needy, convincing villains to change their ways, and entreating both good and evil deities alike to be more merciful to mortal kind. Soon after the war, the tireless researcher of all things researchable embarked on a new journey. She had a sudden urge to see how much time it would take to visit every nation on Golarion. She never returned. No, she did not perish. She simply got carried away with another experiment and got to come back. Darren Erendey embraced his new life, one that was free of the other. He became more mature, his smile grew colder, and his choice of diversions more elaborate, and he acquired an imperious streak. Inquisitor Leota's blood seemed to have let darkness into Darren's soul, or had it always been there? Whatever the case, in that darkness he was free and happy as never before. He never lost his respect, or should that be his fondness, for the commander. and would often visit him in Dresden. To his own surprise, Jeffto became a war hero. A seaman fame was shortly followed by great wealth. The tiefling did not let his newfound fortune turn his head, but chose to invest the money in several profitable ventures, and one charity for street urchins. Within a few years, his signature style came to include a top hat, a cane, and a bit of a belly. There was a lot of talk in the taverns of Absalom about the time soon after the end of the war when Woljef appeared in the city in the company of Count Darren Arenday. It remains unclear whether Darren treated Thiefling as a wayward younger brother or a court jester, but he took pleasure in showing him the world. The third person in the group was rumored to be the commander himself. Oh my. After the victory, Sosiel returned home, now a famed crusader hero. He humbly officiated at a temple of Shalin, painted, grew sweet-smelling fruits, and made the best wine in the region. His former kindly smile returned less and less often. He avoided talking about the war, and whenever people asked about his brother's fate, he just curtly replied that Trevor had been killed by demons. During the war, Sosiel met an engineer by the name of Aaron Kerr. That meeting turned into a friendship, which turned into love, and then it was time for the wedding. Later, the cleric would say that the only memory of his beloved had allowed him to cope with the terrors of the abyss and keep his sanity. The commander was among those invited to the wedding. Having received an invitation to the wedding, Sela was torn about whether or not she should attend. She felt her appearance at her friend's wedding would be a bad omen. In the end, she overcame her fears, and it was well worth it. Her stories and army songs were the highlight of the festivities. Regil Durenge wrote a treatise on waging war against the demons, both a practical manual and a philosophical exhortation. And once that was done, he succumbed to the bleaching completely. He was posthumously reinstated into his order and buried with the honors in the officers' cemetery. His treatise was used in all future wars against the Abyss by mortals, angels, and devils alike. Before he died, he managed to send a letter to the commander. Did it contain sincere farewells or a list of directives? Impossible to say. No one was privy to the contents except the recipient. After the victory over the Worldwound, Greybor did not return to his formal profession. After all, the war had shown him that gold was not good enough reason to kill. Greybor went wandering, and every time he encountered dishonorable, unscrupulous behavior, he would not deny himself the pleasure of a confrontation. In Avestan, the brave dwarf was reputed to be a noble knight-errant, but whenever he heard such a thing, he would just let out a good-natured chuckle. He simply enjoyed a good fight. Arushale had changed her nature, completely ridding herself of evil, but she would not dare live among mortals. She took up residence in a small house away from their settlements. Shortly afterwards, rumors began to spread. Some said there was a kind sorceress living in the cottage, or perhaps a reclusive saint, and people would come asking for her help. She never refused anyone, and in time she earned their trust and friendship. Another of the commander's companions, Sela the Paladin, visited her sisters-in-arms on numerous occasions to share tales of her latest adventures. Their meetings were always joyful and conversations long and heartfelt. When the former demon was not busy helping mortals, she spent time with the commander, who often visited her at her house. They had nothing to hide or be ashamed of, and yet, in her shyness, Arushale tried to conceal the relationship from prying eyes. "This is our Elysium," she would say, "yours and mine, and no one needs to know about us." And Aurilu is at Pharasma's throne.
And what of me, the writer of these words? The half-demon witch known as the architect of the Worldwound. I was defeated and fell at the hand of the one I had tried to transform. My experiment ended in failure, and my life ended along with it. I have recounted the story of my life for you, Pharasma, Lady of Graves. Not only of my life, but of the Commander's also. I believe the tale of such an illustrious figure would pique even a goddess's curiosity. Now you know everything. I await your verdict, goddess.
Silence hangs over the boneyard. The Lady of Graves is weighing her decision, and it seems the entire universe is holding its breath, awaiting her pronouncement. Who would dare break such a silence, so absolute? I'll intervene. Though you're no longer here, your heroic deeds entitle you a say in this trial. We can ask for mercy. We probably can't do lower religion. We could give her punishment. Okay, so we can do 2 goods or 2 evils, or just let her. I'll appeal to mercy, though, because that's the kind of character we are. We went legend and we went merciful. I appeal to your mercy. The plains have suffered enough. Do not add to the evil already wrought with yet another act of evil. Your words ring out in silence. They are heard, considered, and given their due weight.
The laws of the universe have existed for millennia. They are incontrovertible, but even they allow the decider of fate some degree of influence over the verdict. You wrought great evil, while it stemmed from the evil that was done to you. Your actions far exceeded it. Your soul is dark, and there is only one place for you in the universe. And yet, the one whom you harmed most of all now appeals to me on your behalf. I shall send you to the Maelstrom, the plane on the edge of the world. A place to which the gods' gazes do not stray. There you will find yourself. Or you will perish in the whirlwind of chaos that is your soul. So be it. Now you, the mortal who has risen so high as to stand boldly in the presence of the goddess of fate. You have done the impossible, and you will be remembered as long as this universe exists. Go, live out the rest of your life. I look forward to tales of your future deeds.
Fade to black. I believe that is indeed the end of our Legend playthrough. That was a tough last fight. Tougher than I thought. We finished it on hard. Would I do an unfair playthrough? No. Not a hope. There's a limit to how much time I'm willing to put into something. And some of those fights took way too long just because of the way the mechanics work in this game. Anyways, we're going to end this particular video here and this particular playthrough here. And actually, since we've already done the Trickster one as well, because it will obviously be first on our playlist, that's the end of this entire series of Pathfinder. What are we playing next? Well, I have a couple thoughts, but I'm going to take a couple days break, and then we'll get into something new. The first thing I was thinking of doing is the DLC for this game, because we haven't actually done the second DLC or the third DLC, Midnight Isles, or what's the other one called? Through the Ashes. We haven't done these two yet, which we probably should get around to at some point. We've done Inevitable Excess. We did that with our Swarm That Walks build, which was super easy. It's basically unkillable. The Swarm That Walks is just too overpowered. Like, there's nothing that can come close to it. If I had built my Swarm That Walks different than how he ended up at the end, and I built him more like our Scythe-wielding guy that we just finished the game with, either of them, Legend or either the Scythe ones, like the two-handed fighter build with high hit, with touch attacks, we would have just steamrolled. I mean, we already did steamroll the game, but we would have steamrolled even more. That wasn't even the most broken character we could have made. But for now, I'm going to leave you all here. Like I always ask at the end of a series, if you like the content, please consider subscribing. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next series. Take care, and have yourselves a good one.